Hey y'all, welcome back. It has been some time, I'll say. Chapter 3 or Chapter 4, I mean, has just come out yesterday, and so far, lots of new exciting stuff, gotta say. Lots of changes to Sanity, new Season Pass came out, which I have acquired, and we have some new identities. However, before we get there, let me go over some changes that's happened over the past couple weeks or even a month maybe since my last video. I don't actually know the time exactly. Probably should have checked before this recording, but that's okay. So, as you can see, a lot of stuff has changed. So for me, I have been hard grinding away. Make sure that every single day do your thread extraction, because thread is so very important for uptying identities and egos. And then XP is less important, but when you're getting all those new identities, it is useful to have some XP tickets available to get them up to level, of course. Also, always make sure you're doing your weekly mirror dungeon at least 3 times to get your weekly XP bonus. It makes up so much progress in the season pass because it gives you 20 XP. 20 XP is basically a full level and then some. So just remember to be doing that. Outside of that, if you'll check out here, we have a new ego. Capote, I think is how you pronounce that, for Mersault. Lots of burn synergy. And then we have over here another Capote for Ishmael. That is also burn and SP damage, which is kind of neat. This is also interesting too. Looks like we won't be getting the rest of the season pass for another 6 days here. This is on the 2nd, which, I mean, I was going to buy it anyway, so whatever the case, doesn't matter. But yes, that's going on. And outside of that, we do have some new identities available to us that I was going to roll for, just to have a little bit of fun. So we have the Rose Spanner Workshop Mersault, and the Rose Spanner Workshop Rodian. Now, Mersault here, he's got some really decent blunt skills. It looks like this is the Rose Spanner is like charge and tremor, which you don't actually see tremor all too often, typically. So it's kind of a neat little unique way to take it for the new identities. And of course, the big one here is Rodian, which Rodian is like she does a lot of tremor. She does so much tremor. It's actually kind of ridiculous. And we don't have a lot of charge synergy going on. I mean, we have the telepole egos, but that's about it for charge synergy. So I'm not going to like hard roll for these because I don't think I need it, but I think it'd be fun just to roll some of my free tickets here just to see what we get. I'll use up all my free tickets at the very least. So let's see what we get. It's a red. Okay. Oof, bad luck, gotta say. Let's see what the red is. Oh! Oh, would you look at that? Nice. I'll take it. Very cool. We have to check that out. And then let's, yeah, what the hell of it. Let's do another 10. Come on. What have we got here? Ooh, nice, nice, nice. And another one of you. Look at that. Very nice. Cool. Now, I feel like... I mean, it is the new season after all. Let's do just a... Let's do my 2 single tickets. Let's do that. Ah, come on. Come on. Something good. And nothing. Alright. It's fine. I'll save this for the next banner. I'll be honest, I'm not too, like, crazy about these two identities. I mean, they're cool and all, but I don't really have charge synergy going on, and not much that takes advantage of Tremor. So, I mean, if I start seeing some really good stuff about it, I'll, you know, maybe I'll roll another 10. But for now, I'm happy to save that for later. Also, as you can see, did do the Hell's Chicken event, all this stuff, which I should speak about. As for the N-Corp team, you know, many of them are really powerful, many of them are really good. Out of everyone, make sure that if you can only go after a select few, first go for the one who shall grip, N-Corp Sinclair, and then go for N-Corp Faust, the one who grips. These two are so insanely overpowered, it's not even funny. Faust a little bit less so. I mean, she does good damage. She's got the nails going on, the pierce damage up, she's got the paralyze, gaze, you know, she's got all that good stuff. The passive where she heals SP and applies Fanatic is really good. Like, all that stuff's great. Yeah, no, Faust is really, really good. Here's the thing. N-Corp Sinclair is probably the most overpowered character in the game. It's not even close. Like, he's actually such a degree of power above everyone else that it's kind of hilarious. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Coerced Judgment. Here, it's fairly good. And it's all about not flipping heads. You see this -2? You do not want to flip heads with Sinclair. You want him to be low sanity. You want him to be flipping tails. You want him to be losing those coin flips, because that's when his skills get stronger. And, of course, when he uses his skills, he loses SP. So that sounds really bad. But wait, just put a pin in that. So first, we get Fanatic. And, of course, getting Fanatic just for a tails hit is really good. And then combine that with Faust, you have a lot of nails going on. So, you know, you're just doing tons of damage and burn. Amoral Enactment. 16 power. -4 if you flip heads, but 10% bonus damage for Fanatic. So you're already getting all this damage. Crazy amounts of damage. 4 coins. Losing the SP, getting the burns, all these burns. This is fully uptight, of course, but, you know, I'm going to be evaluating things as they're fully uptight, because I feel like that's realistically where you want them to be. This does crazy amounts of damage on it. This is insanely good on its own. Like, this would be, I would be happy for this to be a skill 3 on anyone. This is amazing. But we're not done yet. Skill 3. Skill 3 is why he's overpowered. 30. I want you to take a look at this number. Really look at it. 30. N-Corp Sinclair can solo bosses. He can outright kill singular mobs just with this attack. It's actually so insanely strong that it just I can throw anything, I can throw it at anything. I throw it in my mirror dungeons, he just wipes everything through, doesn't even matter, don't need to care about synergy, don't need to care about the boss's weaknesses, just throw in N-Corp Faust and Sinclair, and they can pretty much solo the entire thing on their own. Oh no, he lost all his sanity at 8, and he went ego corroded, and he hits frickin' Mersault or one of my other characters for like 40 something, don't care, doesn't matter. He's doing 120 damage to a staggered boss or more. And hey, if he's Fanatic, he's dealing 50% bonus damage. If the target is a mechanical amalgam, it's just gonna die. Like, it's just not gonna happen. He never staggers, because he keeps raising his stagger threshold. Or even if he raises the stagger threshold of the enemy, it doesn't matter. He just does so much damage that they're just gonna die anyway. And then, I mean, inflicting 5 burn is good, and blunt power up is always nice, but it just doesn't even matter, because the skill does so much damage that you don't care. It's just like a hammer. You're just dropping the hammer, and it dies. So that is my tip for all of you trying to look to clear those like harder. If you're not consistent with mirror dungeons, if you're having a hard time with the boss gauntlets, the thread levitation, or however it's pronounced, get yourself in Corpse and Clear first thing you possibly can. I would even say ignore all of the new egos, even if they're shiny new egos and identities, ignore them all. Just get in Corpse and Clear. Unless it gets nerfed, or unless there's identities that come out that are even more overpowered than he is, don't even invest anywhere else. Just don't. You don't need to. Not at all. So, now that we're caught up, sorry, there's a little bit of a long intro, but today, actually, we're going to be doing, well, of course, I'll be playing a bit of Chapter 4, but also, you can think of this as a review day. We're going to be looking back over what has happened in between Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, which includes Hell's Chicken and a little bit of Dante's Notes. Now, Hell's Chicken was an event that ran throughout May and a little bit before, and they actually extended the date on it because the event was really grindy. I should know, I grinded a lot for it, as you can see. But it was very grindy. It was repeating dungeons ad nauseum, and once you got it consistent, I literally just threw up YouTube videos in the other screen and just watched whatever while just clicking auto resolve. And when I got to the boss fight, I'd have to, of course, be hands-on and do a couple of directed moves here and there, but for the most part, it was nothing. So, with all that said about the event itself, insanely good rewards, and also, I did not realize that this is going to have story significance, because this is canon. This happened between Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, so I feel that is worth looking at. And then Dante's Notes are a mini story. It's hard to say. Like we have the Dante's Notes now, where if you can see, he begins to. It's like a log where he writes down his thoughts about what's going on, what he knows about the different things around the city, and essentially it's like a nice little encyclopedia for people that are maybe missing that information. And also, it's good because you get to see sort of Dante's viewpoint on things in a way that's not just dialogue expressed in the story. So, if you're interested, give those a read for sure. But for now, I think we should let's have a little marathon here, and let's just immerse ourselves in Hell's Chicken. If you weren't aware, Bodhisattva is it's a Buddhist term, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe a Bodhisattva is a Buddha that does not ascend, but instead chooses to stay behind to help others gain enlightenment. So they are Buddhas in every sense of the manner except for ascending. But yeah, no, it's kind of funny that for such a serious universe, we have fried chicken being the focus of our side story here. I'll take it though, it's great. I love how just goofy it is on a certain level. Sorry, I was just checking something. So I know there's voice acting for some chapters of it, especially later on. but I don't think these earlier sections have it. And then, yeah, stuff starts happening. Yes, this is the Hell's Chicken event. We have people that are being essentially zombified by raw chicken with googly eyes. Thank you, Fast, for the observation. Damn. Just throw him under the bus. Throw him under Mephistopheles. Just yeah. So if you see his name badge, yeah, K Corp is interesting. I like K Corp so far. They're pretty cool. I like the whole. I like the green. Like the green's a really good color. Like we've had a lot of red because of Lobotomy Corp and Limbus Company, of course, but the green is really nice. And yes, as you can see, chicken. It's so goofy. It's still terrifying because, like, imagine like being attacked by raw chickens that try to zombify you. Like that's scary, but it's also like really funny. Like I'd feel a little bad if I died like that because it's just hilarious. All right, Mersault. Chill. Yeah, this guy's name is Samjo or Samo. I don't know the pronunciation really because I don't know how the Korean sounding does. I'm just gonna say Samjo. Yeah, so I mean, it's a little bit convenient that the food and research guy is at the same place as the chicken incident. I don't know, it's weird. This whole city's weird. Ah, yes, the manager. Ah, yes, the chicken commander. He's the main boss of the dungeon, which I had to run many times. Many times. Although, I got really good at it. Oh god. No. No. Not the chickens. Not the chickens, the sounds. The sounds are bringing back my freaking post-traumatic stress from the event. Oh my lord. Yeah, no, it's not great. So, as I said, the chickens, or the chicken boss, I got it down to about 10 to 15 minutes on average for runs, which is really good at the time. I also had Heathcliff's identity. Well, you got it for free, but I got Heathcliff's identity. Not Heathcliff. Gregor. Why not? I don't know why I say Heathcliff. Gregor. I got Gregor's identity, so that gave you a bonus to the event, and I also luckily got Sinclair's ego as well, so I put that on, and then uh, I think you get uh, Don Quixote's for free. Is that the Don Quixote's or Sinclair's you get for free also along that reward path, and that gives you the bonuses to the drops for the chicken plushies. So yeah, pretty much I put all those on, and then I got it down to about 10-15 minutes, mostly being carried by I think I had Section 7 Association, um, what's her name? Otis at the time. And yeah, she was insanely powerful. And I still like to use her, even though I could use a full N Corp team, and of course they all synergize together. I find that Otis on her own, Section 7, is like insanely solid. Like she's just so good in general, like an all-rounder, that I throw her in even with my like team comp. So I mean that's definitely another identity I would look at grabbing. Her kit, I'm fairly certain because she's Section 7. I think it's pretty much about like hitting an enemy and turning the like changing their weaknesses to match what you're doing. So like she's always pretty much dealing fatal damage on enemies, which is really good. And also she has really high dice that clash very well. So there's that too. So all I'm saying is get yourself a Section 7 Otis. Also because she like she looks amazing in that ego. Or not ego, that identity. And I'm usually not one for looks for this kind of stuff, but like the suit, the sort of like darker greens, the straight sword, the glasses, like it's a very great look for an identity. Same with I mean, all the N Corp identities look pretty cool, and same with R Corp. The R Corp ones are really dope. I mean, everything looks kind of cool, but I don't know, just something about suits. Very nice. Especially suits in a combat situation. Okay, so by the way, if you miss what's going on so far, because I've been rambling like crazy, essentially the crew wants to get a lifetime voucher to the chicken place by helping them out with this outbreak. Because, I mean, look, lifetime voucher for chicken, I mean, incredible. I would put my life on the line for infinite chicken. Surely. Now, would I do that against chicken zombies? That's another discussion, but I'm just saying I would do a lot for a lifetime chicken voucher. This is also, if you couldn't tell, a distortion. Yes. The chicken boss guy is a is an abnormality that distorted, just like library. Although it's kind of funny, you have the tiers of that happening, where you have like Zhao and everything that happened with Zhao, and then also, yeah, it could also be like Chicken Man. You'll find out why he distorted, but like, it's definitely not as significant per se as Zhao's, but that's just how the distortion works. It's just when you have that full like emotional break or pushing your emotions past your limits, sometimes it doesn't matter how like what the actual context of it is, but it's about the emotion that's distorting. So, and just like distortions, when you distort things, the values can go crazy or can be wildly warped. So yeah, it's not always what the thing is, it's about how or why the thing is, if that makes sense. Don't worry if it doesn't, because it's freaking a Project Moon game. It's the like, stuff doesn't always have to make sense. I know, it does make sense. It does. It always does. There's always an explanation. There's always a roundabout way at some point in time to really explain everything that's going on. It's really well done, but at the same time, it's also just kind of crazy in general. So, time to fight. Time to get our lifetime voucher for chicken. Alrighty. And that, my friends, is sadly where I have to leave it for now. When I get back, we'll just essentially go through all of these. They get shorter as time goes on. We'll go all through these episodes, all the way up until the end of 3.5. We'll see the Dante mini episode, and then we'll go right into Chapter 4. I know it's been a while, and I know it's a little annoying to have to play catch up on things, but I feel like this is the best way to go about it, just to make sure that everyone's in the same state going into Chapter 4. And also, it's good for me too, because I needed a refresher, because my mind became mush with all of the chicken farming. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you shortly. Bye-bye.